PAAFF is the largest Asian American and Pacific Islander film festival on the East Coast. We're trying to create a platform where other people, other individuals and organizations can highlight the work that they're doing.
The first step in empowerment and self-acceptance as our community is having self-pride. You know, so the first thing is really like festivals like this are not any less than other festivals. If anything, they're richer and just as great. And I think we need to realize that. And then when we do that and when we make art that has that vibe, other people love it, you know, and they come on board.
More than ever, I think it's so important for like Asians to start writing and directing and producing because we know our stories, you know, and I don't think you could sit and wait for people to tell your story. I think you have to tell it.
Increasingly, PAAFF is becoming a space for all creatives from the Asian American community. So many films focus on aspects of our culture that might involve visual art, that might involve music or food. And each of these are so important to understanding our cultures from an authentic perspective.
今日は日本の2つの代表的なおむすびとお味噌汁というのを紹介したんですけれども、皆さんがどう受け止めてくれるのかちょっと最初は不安でしたけれども、始まってみたらいっぱい人が来てくださってすごく美味しいって本当にその一番素朴な味を美味しい。
Yes, definitely music does impact every individual in one way or the other. There's a lot of connection between a person's perception, emotions, expressions, all of that.
Yeah, for me, as an Asian American, I consider it a privilege to be able to do a creative career. It's got its ups and downs and it can get tough at times, but I feel like it's worth it. But now with the internet and with people like PAAFF that are like networks of people, there's people coming together to support, it makes a big difference.
Many times the stories are not being told by the people who've experienced them. And that's when art is really a good way to tell a story.
Whether the audience is white, black, yellow, brown, if they connect to a specific story and they understand it, I think that'll break down stereotypes. It'll break down walls. Hopefully we can stop looking at these as Asian American stories and view them that they're American stories.
The filmmaking is very important to share for the future, like the visual documentation for the next generation.
We all have our own narratives, but then it's about how do we share that with each other and find that we have more in common than differences.
The Asian American experience often just gets overlooked, and I think PAAFF and other festivals, really make the final step of, reaching an audience reality. Oftentimes, especially for independent filmmakers.
I'm grateful because I have been able to have a few roles recently on television that weren't stereotypical in nature, which is really refreshing and nice. And to watch TV, and I get to see a lot of Asians on TV compared to when I was a kid. When I was a kid, we just didn't see that. So I think we actually have momentum right now, which is really nice to see. And I'm hopeful that it continues.
We're already thinking about the 10th year anniversary at PAAFF'16. We're committed to being more dynamic than the festival that you've seen here this year. Whatever is happening at the festival, whatever celebration, whatever education, it's only step one, and we have to all continue to push and create a more progressive society that's more inclusive for all people.